I hope you're all well. Let me apologise for having the washing machine going in the background, but it shouldn't really disrupt things too much. In fact, it might even serve to give some idea of what how much background noise is picked up and the colour of it. There, make a positive out of a slight negative. David Correll, I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Anyway, he asked, what are my thoughts on the Beyerdynamic V70d, which I've used a bit recently in some videos, and the SC Electronics V7X. Now, I've put the V7 grill on here. He didn't specify, but because it doesn't alter the tone that much at all, but it stops some of the popping. So if I'm going to compare it to this, and it wouldn't be usable really without this for vocals. It's an instrument mic, but it's smooth and flat. And so we'll see. It's extended. That's what he asked. So that's the idea. So I guess I've set them up. I must say, so far, some of you may have seen, I've sprayed my desk, the trim pots, down the edge. A bit inaccurate, that. God knows where it goes. But you just spray it down there and hope for the best. But it seems to have done the job. So I'm very pleased to be using it and finding out that I've got no issues there. So much better than having things cutting out and all sorts of noises. Let me move then to the Beyerdynamic V70d. This is the Beyerdynamic V70d. And what do you notice? Do you notice what I noticed straight away? And come on. Did you notice that straight away? So it seems to me that lower push, I mean, it's there, it's in my voice, obviously, but it seems to be accentuated in a tighter, narrower band on this one, and that top there. How that works through your average cheap and cheerful PA, cheap and cheerful PA, cheap and cheerful PA, cheap and cheerful PA, A. You see, if I go there, it seems to me, it seems to me, it seems to me, come on, it seems to me, it seems to me, what it seems to me is when I got there, that is muted a bit, and then you get that top bit up there. Can you hear it? Hopefully you can hear it. Maybe it's just me. I don't want to be talking baloney. There's enough baloney in the world at the moment, I can tell you, without me adding to it. Lord have mercy. So I don't want to add to the baloney, but can you tell that? Back on the Earthworks then. Oh, Earthworks is a bit louder, isn't it? So let me take it down just a tad, even though we're not comparing it to that. So that's what I noticed immediately with the Beyerdynamic V70d. Let me see now if I go on to the V7X. Now I'm on the V7X. Got to bring it closer. Now I'm on the, turn it up a bit, and X. Now I'm on the V7X. Yeah. Now I'm on the V7X. Well, what do I notice on the V7X? What do I notice on the V7X? I notice a certain smoothness, that slight dip. So you've still got to be careful with the V7X with the wind. Instrument mic, as I say. You might want a slightly more robust. We'll do that in a minute, actually, between the two, because I think this one does it as well. So that's the nature of the beast, really. What do I understand? Let me go back to the Earthworks. I'm back on the Earthworks, and I'm back on the Earthworks. I'm back on the Earthworks. The Earthworks just has that clarity, doesn't it? Well, you'd expect that. Back on the Earthworks. Now I'm going to go back to the SE. Back on the SE. Back on the SE. So there's a little bit of and it has got a little bit up there, has got a little bit up there. There's a ring, something, I think maybe a little bit of a push maybe there. And the top, but but very gentle. So let me just go between the two, just doing this kind of thing. Shall I? May as well. So I'm on the V7X. Yes, 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 I'm on the V7X. No, I'm not on the V7X. Now I'm on the Beyerdynamic. Now I'm on the Bayer. You get used to it, don't you? 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 See, as soon as I do this one, I want to. Hopefully that gives you something. Where am I? I'm there. Beyerdynamic, coming close. Beyerdynamic. 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 SE Electronics. SE Electronics. SE Electronics. SE Electronics. Yeah. Yeah. What I'd say is similar kind of too much for me in this situation. I don't know, it depends on your PA. If you've got an old school PA which only got 8-inch drivers and no tweeters, then maybe it'll do you fine. I don't know. Yes, they're meant for live. You have to keep remembering that. So the lower ends there, when I did the low notes, I think pretty similar between the two of them. But then you've got a slight hollowing in this one, which might simply be a result of that low end prodigiousness and this relentless top end thing, leaving the middle a bit recessed. I don't know, but we had that earlier on, didn't we, when I did that other thing. Breath sounds which I like doing for speed. Okay, I shouldn't tell you what I hear because you're supposed to hear it for yourself, but maybe my ears are more trained. Obviously, I feel this much is much more open, which one would expect. This one, yes, of course, you can hear that painting at the top there. And a little bit of grit, I feel. Let me go back on. Makes me want to do that to accentuate it. Nice and smooth, the SE up there. But of course a little bit, what's the word? I've got a word for it before, but I've forgotten. A little bit misty, a little bit clouded, of course, because it's a dynamic come the end of the day compared to this. But nicely done, nicely smooth, nice and smooth, I feel. Just a bit more detail there. And, oh, beg your pardon. Handling noise on the Beyer. Pretty good, of course. There's that low thunder if you've got headphones you'll hear, which I don't think, what can you do if the mic goes low? On this one, yeah, so you would have to be careful. You're right if you don't fiddle with it. I don't know if you could even hear that though, because it's very low on this. I don't know what that would be in hertz, but it's a nice mic, isn't it? Just talking into it now, I'm thinking, yeah. Just talking into it now, I'm thinking, yeah. Just talking into it now, I'm thinking, yeah. Just talking into it now, it's a bit classy. Quite classy. Yeah, so you'd have to watch out for that very low stuff. Of course, if you get rid of it, get rid of the low stuff. Get rid of the low stuff. Get rid of the low stuff. Really? Get rid of the low stuff. Can't trust this desk. I have to spray absolutely everything every time something sounds a bit strange. I don't use those low cut pots, so I'm just going to give it a bit of that. Give it a bit of that, mate. You know what I'm saying? The low cut's not there. Get rid of the low cut. Or is it? It was. Get rid of the low cut. Get rid of the low cut. No, I mean, engage the low cut in a minute. Engage the low cut now. The low cut's engaged. The low cut's engaged. The low cut's engaged. The low cut is engaged, which doesn't make much difference up there, does it? If I'm going to be doing things up there, you wouldn't even know. I'm going to bring it up. If I'm doing things up there, you wouldn't even know. If I'm doing things up there, low cut's off. If I'm doing things up there, you wouldn't even know. If I'm doing things up there, you wouldn't even know. I'm going to put the low cut in. If I'm doing things up there, you wouldn't even know. You see? But let me come down there, sir. Low is cut. Gonna bring it in. Come on. I'm getting carried away. Enough. There you go. It's enough of that, isn't it? You get the idea. I think that was quite clear. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm pleased with that. The desk for the moment. I know what's coming. 2 weeks' time. Maybe not. 2 months' time. Maybe not. And if it does, I know what to do. So I'm pleased about that. I'm having a nice time with that. It's just, you can imagine. So we're done, really. I think that's enough. That's enough, isn't it? You've got the idea of it. Both of them quite extended. This one, that hump and that shrillness at the top. This one, not so much of it. An instrument mic, so you've got to be a bit careful with your pops, which I was going to do. May as well, because I'm on a roll. I'm sure you've had enough, but pop, pop, pops, pop, 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 pops. Who, pops, who, pops. Have to be careful. Pops, pops. With the low cut still in. Pops, pops, pops. Who, actually. Pops, pops. Who do you think you're fooling? Who. The buyer has more issue with the it seems. Who do you think you're fooling? 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 The buyer has more issue with the who. People. About the same then. I'll get told off for not doing this. So I'm going to take it away. This is a biodynamic at a distance, biodynamic at a distance, from a distance. The biodynamic from a distance. Biodynamic getting a bit closer, 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 biodynamic getting a bit. That's quite nice there, isn't it? So you can balance that low end woof a little bit with that high end thing and get a kind of neutral thing, a bit like the M88 a little bit, and their M700. I've got to do that one. But a little bit, maybe. Then you've got to learn how to use it. Bringing the bar a bit closer. Bringing the bar a bit closer. Bringing the bar a bit closer. You can start to hear it becomes intimate now, doesn't it? Why is that? Bringing the bar a bit closer. Bringing the bar a bit closer and get in trouble with the pops because I'm straight on there, not to the side. Bringing the bar a bit closer. Bringing the bar a bit closer. Now we're starting to get a bit of that woof. Bringing the bar a bit closer. Now we're getting more of that. Bringing the bar a bit closer. 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 Almost unusable, you might say, but not necessarily, because I might just want to go. So, but you've got to learn how to use it then, yes? The SE electronics at a distance, the SE V7X at a distance, the SE V7X at a distance, bringing the V7X a bit closer, bringing the V7X a bit closer, bringing the V7X a bit closer, bringing the V7, there I notice a difference, bringing the V7X a bit closer, bringing the V7X a bit closer, there I notice a difference, bringing the V7X a bit closer, bringing the V7X, very nice and smooth actually. Well controlled. Bringing the V7X a bit closer. Bringing the V7X, starting to hear some intimacy there. Not quite sure why. Difficult to explain why. Bringing the V7X a bit closer. Bringing the V7X a bit closer. There I hear some more. I can just tell I'm nearer to it. Isn't the ear a wonderful thing? Bringing the VX a bit closer. Bringing the VX a bit closer. Bringing the V7X a bit closer. Bringing it there again, bringing the V7X, now we're starting to get a little bit of Bringing the V7X a bit closer. Bringing the V7X a bit closer, yes. Now I can really hear differences with the slightest movement. Bringing the V7X a bit closer. 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 Bringing the V... There starts to get a little bit unusable if you're going to do that. But once again, like with the Beyer... Come on. You can use it. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Don't know what it is. 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 Wonder if it's hypercardioid. I'm getting a feeling, maybe. Don't know what. Don't know what it is. 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 Hypercardioid again. I'm thinking. Don't know what it is because we've got the rejection there. We've got some leakage around there. And got some rejection down there. So I'm thinking hypercardioid as well. And what's it like there on the edge? Well, it's pretty benign. You get some of that at the top, but then that's in the mic anyway. So it's pretty benign. It sounds fairly similar for itself for what it is. As I go around to the side, just to finish off because I know we've all had enough. Just because I want to play with my desk, don't know what bore the hell out of you. So I'm bring it round to the side, bring it round to the bring it round to the side, bring it round to the side, bring it round. Very well controlled. Bring it round to the side, bring it round to the side. Very nicely done. Really. There you go. Enough. Well, yeah. I hope that answered, or possibly, possibly more than answered your question. I'm thinking what I'm going to do next now. I'm in the mood, but not today. See you next time. Keep well. Au revoir.